You've seen the signs. You've felt her eyes on you. She's watching, analyzing, maybe even admiring you from a distance. But she will never reach out. Not today, not tomorrow, maybe not ever. And that's where most men get it wrong. They assume that just because a woman is paying attention, she'll eventually make a move. That somehow, one day, she'll break her silence and come forward. But here's the truth. Women are biologically and socially conditioned to observe, not initiate. In today's world, a lot of men sit around waiting, hoping that a woman will step up and confess her feelings. But that's a losing strategy. She won't, she can't. And if you don't understand why, you'll waste months, even years, waiting for something that will never happen. Now, some might argue, well, times have changed. Women are more confident now. They can ask a man out if they really want to. And sure, in theory, that's possible. But in reality, women still prefer to put themselves in a position to be chosen rather than choosing themselves. This isn't just social conditioning. It's deeply rooted in evolutionary psychology. Women signal interest in a completely different way than men do. And if you don't understand their signals, you'll miss opportunities right in front of you. Worse, you might assume she's not interested at all, when in fact she's just waiting for you to make a move. But here's the biggest mistake men make. They confuse her watching with genuine intent. Just because a woman is looking at you doesn't mean she's emotionally available. It doesn't mean she's ready. It doesn't even mean she respects you. Some women watch out of curiosity. Some watch to test you. Some watch to feed their own egos. So what's the solution? Stop waiting. Stop assuming. Stop playing the guessing game. If you want to win, you need to understand why she watches but never acts and what to do about it. In this video, we'll break down exactly why women behave this way, what it means, and how you can turn the tables so that you're no longer the one waiting. You're the one choosing. Let's begin. She's watching to feed her ego. Most men assume that when a woman keeps looking at them, she must be interested. But the harsh truth? Sometimes she's just feeding her ego. Many women enjoy attention, even from men they have no intention of being with. It's a form of silent validation. Knowing she has options, knowing she's desired, knowing she can make a man wonder about her. It's not always about attraction. Sometimes it's just about control. She might lock eyes with you across the room, hold your gaze for a second longer than necessary, and then look away. You start thinking, was that a sign? Should I go talk to her? But she's already moved on, waiting for the next guy to react the same way. This is why so many men get confused. They think eye contact or a small smile means something deep. But for some women, it's nothing more than a game. Imagine a guy at a cafe. He notices a woman glancing at him multiple times. He builds up the courage to approach her, expecting a warm reception. But when he finally does, she acts surprised, maybe even disinterested. Why? Because she was never actually inviting him in. She was just enjoying the power of being noticed. The key lesson: never assume her attention means attraction. If she's truly interested, she won't just watch. She'll give you real signals that she wants you to engage. If she's just watching but doing nothing else, she's using you for a confidence boost. 2. She wants you to chase, not win. Women are wired differently from men when it comes to attraction. For many, the thrill isn't in the relationship itself. It's in the chase. Some women will show just enough interest to keep you hooked, but never enough to actually move things forward. Why? Because the moment you win her, the game is over. And for some, that's when they lose interest. This is why you might feel like she's giving mixed signals. One day she's staring at you like you're the most interesting man in the room. Next, she's cold and distant. She's testing you, seeing if you'll chase harder. And most men fall right into the trap thinking, maybe I need to try more. Maybe I need to prove myself. But here's the brutal truth. If a woman truly wants you, she won't make it feel like a never-ending test. Picture a guy texting a woman he met. She responds quickly at first, maybe even throws in a few flirty comments. But the moment he starts showing too much effort, she pulls back. She takes longer to reply, gives vague answers, and suddenly seems less available. Why? Because she was never looking for a real connection. She just wanted to feel desired. If a woman is always making you chase but never letting you win, she's not looking for a relationship. She's looking for an ego boost. 3. She's interested, but not invested. This is where most men get stuck, confusing interest with real investment. Just because she watches you, smiles at you, or even flirts a little doesn't mean she's emotionally invested. A woman can find you attractive, enjoy your presence, and still never take things further. Why? Because attraction alone isn't enough. Think about it. How many times have you liked someone but didn't actually do anything about it? Maybe you admired them from a distance, enjoyed their energy, but never felt strongly enough to act. Women do the same thing, but in a way that keeps men guessing. She might enjoy the attention you give her. She might even like the idea of being with you. But the problem? Liking the idea of something is not the same as truly wanting it. This is why some women can go from showing interest one day to acting indifferent the next. It's not that she's playing games, though some do. It's that she's not emotionally committed to the idea of you. And this is where men waste the most time. They hold on to small moments of attention, thinking it's leading somewhere. But unless a woman actively invests in you, through time, effort, and consistent engagement, she's just orbiting around you, not choosing you. The truth is, a woman who genuinely wants to be with you won't leave you guessing. She won't just be interested, she'll be invested. 4. She's waiting for a better option. This is the hard truth most men don't want to hear. Sometimes she's just keeping you around while she waits for someone better. You might be good-looking, kind, even successful, but in her mind, there's always a chance that someone else will come along who checks even more of her boxes. And until that happens, she's in no rush to make a decision. The problem? Most men let themselves be an option. They accept the breadcrumbs, the mixed signals, the maybes, and the not right now. They convince themselves that if they just wait, if they just prove their worth, she'll eventually choose them. But here's the reality. If a woman truly values you, she won't risk losing you. She won't put you on the back burner while she explores other possibilities. She won't make you feel uncertain about where you stand. Men need to wake up. Stop accepting half-hearted interest. Stop waiting around for a woman who isn't making you a priority. If she's watching you but doing nothing to move things forward, it's because she's undecided, and an undecided woman is a woman who isn't truly yours. The best thing you can do? Stop being available to someone who isn't fully choosing you. If she's waiting for a better option, become the man who walks away, because that's the man she'll regret losing. 5. She fears rejection more than you. Do men think they're the only ones afraid of rejection? But the truth is, women fear it even more. A man can approach a woman and get turned down, and sure, it stings. But he moves on. For a woman, rejection isn't just about one moment. It's about her self-worth, her social standing, and how she's perceived by others. This is why most women will never take the risk of reaching out first. It's safer to watch from a distance, to drop hints, to wait for you to take action. Because if she makes a move and gets rejected, it feels like a personal failure. But here's where men go wrong. They assume that because a woman isn't making a move, she must not be interested. That's not always true. Some women are interested, but too afraid to put themselves in a position where they could be turned down. So what's the solution? If you see the signals, act on them. If she's watching, if she's lingering, if she's putting herself in your space, it's not always by accident. But if you sit back and wait for her to do something about it, you'll be waiting forever. Men need to understand this. Women are just as afraid of rejection as you are. The difference is, they're better at hiding it. 6. She won't risk her reputation for you. A woman's social image is everything. No matter how much she likes you, she won't make a move if it risks how others perceive her. This is why some women will watch you, admire you, even flirt subtly. But when it comes to actually taking action, they hesitate. They think, what will my friends think? What if he rejects me? What if I look desperate? Many women are raised with the idea that men should pursue, and if they chase too hard, they'll look easy, needy, or out of control. So instead of making a move, she plays it safe. She watches, she signals, but she never steps forward. This is especially true in social circles. If you're in the same friend group, workplace, or community, she's even more cautious. She won't risk embarrassment. She won't risk being talked about. Men need to understand this. A woman's hesitation isn't always about you. It's about the way she wants to be perceived. So if you're waiting for her to be bold, stop. If she's interested, she'll find a way to be around you. It's up to you to take the lead. 7. She wants power, not vulnerability. For many women, control is more important than connection. They don't want to feel exposed, desperate, or emotionally vulnerable, so they keep their interest hidden, even when they like you. This is why some women will watch you, analyze you, and even create situations where you notice them, but they won't actually approach. Making the first move requires vulnerability, and vulnerability means risk. The moment she reaches out, she's handing over power. She's admitting interest. And for some women, that's too uncomfortable. They want to feel wanted, but they don't want to feel weak. Think about it. Who has more control? The person who watches and waits, or the one who takes action and risks rejection? By staying silent, she keeps the upper hand. She can make you wonder, make you chase, make you second-guess yourself, all without ever putting herself on the line. Men need to recognize this game. If a woman is interested but refuses to show it in any real way, she's prioritizing control over connection. And that means she's not ready for anything real. The solution? Stop giving your power away. If she won't be vulnerable, don't waste time trying to figure her out. A woman who truly wants you won't be afraid to let you know. 8. She'll only act if you walk away. Men, here's a hard pill to swallow. Sometimes the only way to make her notice you is to show that you're not desperate for her attention. When you're always available, she takes you for granted. The woman who watches from afar often does so because she knows that if she sees you chasing after her, she holds all the power. In today's dating game, a man who stands his ground and isn't willing to throw himself at every opportunity sends a clear message. You're in control of your own life. When you begin to step back, she starts to question her comfort zone. Suddenly, the person who was just another face in the crowd becomes someone worth noticing. It's a controversial truth, but if you constantly hover around, you become predictable and easy. By walking away even briefly, you force her to reevaluate what she has. It's not about playing hard to get. It's about showing that your self-worth isn't tied to her attention. Men, it's time to wake up. Don't let yourself be the fallback option. A woman who sees you taking charge might finally realize that she's been undervaluing you. This isn't just a strategy, it's a mindset shift. It's about refusing to be the perpetual option and demanding respect from the start. Remember, the chase is not about manipulation. It's about setting boundaries and preserving your value. When you walk away, you allow space for her to step up if she truly cares, instead of just watching from a distance. Embrace the power of your own independence. By doing so, you signal that while her silent interest may have been comforting at first, you're not someone who will be overlooked forever. In the end, the choice is yours. Either remain an option or become the man who's truly chosen. Here's the brutal truth most men ignore. If a woman is truly interested, she won't just watch. You won't have to decode her silence. She'll make it known in ways that are undeniable. If she's hesitating, waiting, or expecting you to chase endlessly, she's not truly choosing you. And here's the most controversial part. Most women don't actually want the man they keep watching. They just want to know they could have him. That's it. The second they feel like you're fully within reach, their interest fades. So stop waiting for signs, stop hoping she'll make a move, and start focusing on yourself. When you become the man who doesn't seek approval, that's when real attraction happens. What do you think? Have you ever been in this situation? Drop your experiences in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more hard-hitting truths about attraction and relationships.